I'm your faculty, CA Rohit Grover, qualified CMA as well. So as you all know that in the CMA Interlaw Marathon lectures, we have already completed with the director's topic and we have already completed with the EPF. We have already completed with the PFRDA. Now in this particular topic, we are going to talk about the Payment of Bonus Act. Which act everyone? Payment of Bonus Act 1965. Now the question arises, sir, what do you mean by the term called bonus? What is the first question arises everyone? What do you mean by the term called bonus? Now see, when we talk about the bonus and when we talk about the PF and when we talk about the another thing called gratuity, right? These all three are employment benefits. These all three are which benefits? Employment benefits. In the Provident Fund in the previous chapter, we have already understood the fact that yes, in the Provident Fund, there will be an employer contribution and there will be employee contribution. It means some part of your salary will be deducted. And on the basis of that, employer will also participate and you will also participate. In the gratuity, it is a lump sum amount which is generally given to you when you retire from your employment. When you return from a factory or an establishment, it is a lump sum benefit given by the employer to you as a tribute towards your services, right? Now, when we talk about the bonus, it is a yearly benefit. It is a which benefit everyone? It is a yearly benefit. What do you mean by yearly benefit? Means it will be given to you every year. Are you getting the point? And under the Payment of Bonus Act, we'll understand what is the minimum bonus you will get, what is the maximum bonus you will get. Again, I'm repeating, what is the minimum bonus you will get, what is the maximum bonus you will get, what are the provisions relating to set on and set off, to which factories, to which establishment this act is applicable, to whom it is not applicable. What is the definition of employer, what is the definition of employee, so many different things we are going to understand. So this is what I wanted to clear in your mind first. What is the basic difference between the bonus, provident fund and gratuity? So gratuity is a lump sum retirement benefit fund which is given to you by the employer without reduction of any of amount of your salary. In the PF, employer is giving you the benefit, but equivalent your contribution is also going into the PF Act. Then in the bonus, it is a yearly benefit which is given to you. Again, like you can say that it can be Dasara bonus or Ugadi bonus, or it can be any kind of festival bonus, puja bonus, interim bonus. So there are different type of bonuses which they may give you, but that is also not going to be deducted from your salary. It will be given to you free of cost. So without fail, let us understand what do you mean by the Payment of Bonus Act. Now, in the Payment of Bonus Act, first of all, we have to understand the meaning of bonus. What is the meaning of bonus? First of all, no one forces. It is not a forced amount by an employer to the employee. It is a voluntary amount. Are you getting the point? It is a voluntary amount. Now look at that. What is the meaning of bonus, everyone? Look at the meaning of bonus. What is the meaning of bonus? See, in the early periods, the payment of the bonus to the employee was made voluntarily by the business. So what they are saying that gone were the days when there was a voluntary bonus given by whom? Employers to the employees. Like if I'm happy or if we got lot of profit, so I will declare the bonus to my employees. But nowadays, Payment of Bonus Act has come, which has made it mandatory also. Like minimum that much of bonus though you have to pay. Are you getting the point? Minimum that much of bonus though you have to pay. That has been made mandatory under the Payment of Bonus Act. Like now, in the early periods, the payment of the bonus to the employee was made voluntarily by the business organization. Bonus is one of the way of sharing the profits of the industry and establishment to the employees. As you all know that employee plays a very important role in the prosperity and growth of the company. So organization wants their growth, their prosperity, their development to be shared with their employees. So in which form they share that? They share that in the form of gratuity, they share that in the form of bonus and PF. These are the various benefits which are given to you during the employment and at the time of your retirement. But this is an employment benefit which is given to you yearly. Like say for example, it is an incentive to increase the production. Suppose your production, you did a lot of hard work, you did the 2 shifts in a day, and due to your hard work as a worker or as an employee, the factory productivity has increased to the double fold. So obviously they would like to remunerate you by paying you the extra remuneration. That extra remuneration which you get, which you deserve, is known as bonus. The purpose of the bonus is to bridge the gap between the wages paid and the idea of living wage. Right or not? Now let's see, it's a very simple thing. Try to understand that sometimes you really need a motivation to move ahead. bonus plays that role, gratuity plays that role, because when you know that the employer is wishing for your best, he wants to make your standard of living better, he is giving you the bonus, so you will also push your limits and you will try to give the maximum towards your what, employment, right? The bonus was neither gratuitous nor a deferred payment. So remember one thing, bonus is neither a gratuitous, it is not like a retirement benefit you will get, and nor it is a deferred payment ki after 5 years or 10 years you will get. It is paid to you on yearly basis. Which basis, everyone? Yearly basis. Nowadays bonus has become a statutory obligation of an employer. Obviously we are doing the Payment of Bonus Act 1965, so it has become now a statutory obligation on the employer. Am I correct, everyone? Yes. Now, Payment of Bonus Act 1965. What is the Payment of Bonus Act 1965? First of all, it is applicable to whole of India. Are you getting the point? Including Jammu and Kashmir. Next one, the object is to provide for the payment of bonus to the persons employed in a certain establishments on the basis of profits or on the basis of production or productivity and for matters connected therewith. So they are saying that there are different kinds of bonus which can be paid to you. It can be a production based bonus. Suppose with your help the production got increased. It can be productivity bonus. Suppose you are doing a lot of hard work and you are giving more productivity to the company. Remember, production and productivity, either of the two words you can write. Because of your more efforts, more production, that's why you're getting the better bonus from your employer. Or it can be based upon the profits, that is 8.33% or 20%. That we'll understand in the minimum bonus and maximum bonus. Now, next thing what you have to understand is, sir, what is the applicability of the Payment of Bonus Act? Do you remember that we have done the EPF Act? EPF Act is applicable to every factory or other establishment where 20 or more employees are employed during the financial year. Same concept is applicable here. Bonus is first of all applicable to every factory. Now, the good thing is you have to realize the fact that they have written the word factory, but they have not written the number of employees. Right, they have not written here 20 or more employees. It means in the factory it can be any number of employees, but if you are a factory, Payment of Bonus Act is applicable. So remember, Payment of Bonus Act is applicable to every factory and every other establishment where again 20 or more persons are employed on any day during the accounting year. What do you mean by any day during the accounting year? During the accounting year, on any point of day, once your register of workers and register of employees breaches the level of 20 workers, from that day onwards the Payment of Bonus Act will become applicable. Later on, even though it has fallen down below 20, once applicable, it is always applicable, like EPF and Miscellaneous Provisions Act we have done. Am I clear, everyone? So if you're a factory or if you are an establishment where 20 or more persons are employed, Payment of Bonus Act becomes applicable on any day in the financial year. Now, let's say for example, you are having more than 10 but less than 20. Same EPA wala provision. You have more than 10 workers but less than 20. What you can do, you can also make an application to the central government. If the central government or the appropriate government thinks that yes, your organization is capable of paying the bonus or it should be applied to them, then by sending a 2 months notice, the Payment of Bonus Act can be made applicable on your factory and establishment where the more than 10 workers are there but less than 20. Remember, less than 10 factory or establishment is not even eligible to make an application to the central government. You can only make the application to the central government. It should be either 10 or more. Are you getting the point? But generally 20 or more. But if it is more than 10, less than 20, you can make an application to the central government. That is what the point number 3. Right or not? Now, remember one thing. In deciding the number of person, even those drawing more than the threshold limit must be taken into consideration. The bonus may be, actually, there is one limit, that is 21,000 rupees per month salary. But remember one thing, even if you are taking more than 21,000 rupees per month salary also, that people also will be considered for the purpose of payment of bonus. But yes, threshold limit, the 8.33% of the minimum bonus will be calculated on 21,000 only. Beyond 21,000, even if you are getting 1 lakh rupees per month, but your bonus will be calculated on 21,000 base salary only. Are you getting the point or not? And remember one thing, strength of the employees is to be taken into consideration irrespective of their place of work. It doesn't matter whether you're working in a normal factory in the rural area or in the urban area. The strength of the employees has to be the criteria for making a decision to whether to pay the bonus or not to pay the bonus. Is it crystal clear to all of you? Yes or no? Yes. And I already told you, once covered, it is already covered. Even though your number of laborers or workers employed in the company fallen below the minimum limit, the bonus act will still be applicable. That is what you mean by once covered will always be covered. Now, next point. Define the types of establishment under the Payment of Bonus Act. So remember one thing, Payment of Bonus Act is equally applicable to the private company as well as to the public sector. Now see, Bonus Act is applicable to whom? Bonus Act is applicable to whom? Bonus Act is applicable to private sector as well as the public sector enterprises. It is applicable to private sector as well as the public sector enterprises. Are you getting the point? Now, what is the next thing written over here? What they are saying that there are two types of sectors on which the Payment of Bonus Act is applicable. It is applicable to the public sector as well as the private sector establishment. Establishment in private sector means any establishment other than the establishment in public sector. Wow, what a big definition. So establishment of a private sector is a sector which is other than the public sector. Establishment in public sector means a government company or a corporation in which not less than 40% of its capital is singly held by the central government or Reserve Bank of India, or a corporation owned by the government or Central Bank of India. So say for example, what do you mean by public sector enterprises? They are saying that public sector enterprise means an enterprise which is a government company or any other establishment where at least 40% of its paid up share capital is either held by central government or held by RBI or held by a corporation which is jointly controlled by central government or RBI. So this is what the definition, or any organization other than this criteria is known as what? It is known as private organization or private establishment. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Next point. Comment on the following statement. Payment of Bonus Act 1965 applies to every factory and every establishment. All the classes of employees are covered also. There is no exception. No, this statement is completely not true. Are you getting the point? Payment of Bonus Act is not applicable to employees of the LIC. Yes, employees of the LIC, it is not applicable to. It is not applicable to the seaman who works in the ship. It is not applicable to the employees of RBI. It is not applicable to the employees registered, listed under scheme under the dock workers. So if you are a dock worker, if you are a seaman, if you are a LIC employee, if you are a RBI employee, it is not applicable to such kind of employees. Employees of Indian Red Cross Society also not covered. Employees of university and educational institution are also not covered. It means if you are working in an institution or a university, you are not covered. And remember, you are also not covered under the institutions which are made by the Act of Parliament like ICAI, ICSI, ICMAI. If you are working in these organizations also, you are not covered. If you are an employee of IFCI, Industry Finance Corporation of India, UTI, Unit Trust of India, IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, Deposit Insurance Corporation and Agriculture Refinance Company, ARC or DIC or IDBI or IFCI or UTI, bonus is not. I will suggest that ki LIC, LIC point and the RBI point also you do it here. So if you are an employee of RBI, LIC, IFCI, UTI, IDBI, DIC or ARC, Agriculture Refinance Corporation, you are not covered under the Payment of Bonus Act. And you are also not covered under the Payment of Bonus Act if you are an employee of a central government, state government or a local authority. So these are the list of people who are the exception to the Payment of Bonus Act. Payment of Bonus Act does not cover these people. Who are these people? Seaman, dock worker. Remember, they both are relating to water transport undertakings. That's why keep them seamen, dock workers. Then RBI, LIC, IDBI, IFCI, ARC, and what do you say, DIC and UTI. These people are also not covered. University, colleges, educational institution, Indian Red Cross Society, they are also not covered. ICAI, ICSI, ICMAI, they are not covered. Clear, everyone? Central government, state government, local government authorities, they are not covered. Clear? Now, those who are employees who are working under inland water transport undertakings, I already told you everything relating to sea workers, it is not applicable. Official notification in the Gazette. Now remember one thing, the moment they want to put this act applicable on any kind of entity or any kind of establishment, they have to make sure that they are giving the official notification in the Gazette. Now, application to the appropriate government. Who is the appropriate government? If the appropriate government wants, first of all, what do you mean by appropriate government? Central government is known as what? Appropriate government. Now see, suppose I'm a central government and I feel that there is one establishment which is covered under the Payment of Bonus Act. Repeating again, there is one establishment which is covered under the Payment of Bonus Act, but they are financially weak. Their financial position is so weak that it will not be looking good if I pressurize those organizations to pay the bonus to their employees. Remember one thing, if your financial position is weak, it is very difficult for you to first pay the salaries of your employees. Bonus is a later concept. So if you are unable to pay the salaries of your employees and you are not comfortable in paying the bonus, then in that case, central government will check out your financial position. If the central government feels that your financial position is weak, central government will exempt that particular organization from paying the bonus for a limited period of time until and unless your financial weakness turns into financial soundness again. So if you are financially weak, but you became a financially sound entity, then that exemption which the central government has given to you will be lifted away by the central government. Is it crystal clear to all of you? Yes. Where it is written? It is written in point number 10. Right, everyone? Now, important definitions. Comment on the following statement based on the legal provision. Every employee in the establishment is entitled to the bonus under the Payment of Bonus Act. Remember one thing. Remember one thing. There are some definitions, set of definitions which are very important. Let it be PFRDA Act, EPF Act, Gratuity Act, Bonus Act, Factories Act. Every in these all act, what is a common thing and what is a good thing is you have to learn a lot of definitions. So make sure that the definitions you should clearly bifurcate. You should clearly bifurcate the definitions of one act from the another act. This is a little bit of hard work you have to do on the definitions, right? Now, what do you mean by award? Generally, when we hear the word called award, award means like someone has achieved an achievement, so we are giving the award to them. No, here award means court order. Here, award means the order passed by the labor courts or order passed by the industrial tribunals or orders passed by the national industrial tribunals or order passed by the labor commissioners. Here, award means the order passed on you, the judgment passed on you is known as award. So what do you mean by award? Award means any interim or final determination, any middle or final determination order of an industrial dispute by a labor court, by the industrial tribunals, national industrial tribunals, or arbitration award made under the Tenure Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. So any judgment passed by the judges of these particular organizations is known as award, everyone. Clear? Now, what is the second definition? Banking company. What is the second definition, everyone? Banking company. What do you mean by banking company? A banking company is a company as defined under section number 5 of the Banking Regulation Act. Obviously, the definition of the banking company will be given under the Banking Regulation Act as well as the Banking Companies Act 1949, right? State Bank of India is a banking company and all its subsidiary is also a banking company. Remember one thing, State Bank of India and all its subsidiaries nowadays have been merged. So there are no subsidiaries of State Bank. Now State Bank of India is comprising of State Bank of Hyderabad, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Rajasthan. All the state banks have been merged together. So a banking company is a company which is defined under section number 5 of the Banking Companies Act 1949. It also a company which is defined under the SBI and Subsidiaries Act 1959. Any corresponding new bank was specified in the Schedule 1 of the Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertaking Act 1970. And this 1970 Act later on got revised into 1980. The same point is in the next point. Any cooperative bank as defined under Reserve Bank of India and any other banking institution which may be defined on the behalf of the bank. Now, very important definition of the employee. You already know that which employees are not covered. Seamen, dock workers, RBI, UTI, IDBI, IFCI, ARC, all these employees, university, chambers of commerce, social, Environment Act of the Parliament, all these employees are not covered under the Payment of Bonus Act, but these are the employees who are covered under the Payment of Bonus Act. First of all, when we are talking about the definition of the employee, remember one thing, like do you remember in the EPF Act I told you what was the limit? 15,000 rupees per month. Here the limit is 21,000 rupees per month. Their apprentices are covered other than the apprentice which are registered under section which are registered under Apprentice Act 1961, those apprentices are not covered. Other than those registered under Apprentice Act 1961, they are covered. But here, apprentice means trainees are not covered. Point number 2. Point number 3. If you do any kind of skilled, unskilled, manual, technical, supervisory, administrative, you see that if you are any skilled employee, unskilled employee, supervisory, managerial, administrative, technical, clerical work, for some remuneration, you will be called as an employee. So there are some things you have to remember. Your limit is 21,000 rupees per month. But remember, those employees who are getting the 21,000, more than 21,000 per month also, they will also get the remuneration, but they may not be getting the bonus accordingly. That will cover under the later part. And you are an employee which is either doing skilled, unskilled, and remember, apprentice are not covered. So it is written here. I will clarify, apprentice are not covered in the definition of employee. Now, what do you mean by employee? Employee includes temporary workmen also. It means if you are working on a temporary basis, then also you are employee. But you must have done 30 working days in a factory. If you are a dismissed employee reinstated with back wages, suppose you were dismissed and you were brought back again, you were restored to your job again with back wages. Remember, if it is written reinstated without back wages, it is not covered. Part-time employees are also covered. Piece-rated workers are also covered. Retrenched employees, suppose due to some recession or something, you were retrenched for 3-4 months, but you taken back again. So those employees, and rest remaining some of the extra employees. Seasonal employee you can write, that is also covered. Seasonal employees covered. And also you can write casual labor, that is also covered. And you can also write contract labor, that is also covered. So in total you can see that 8 people are covered: the temporary, part-time, dismissed, retrenched, piece-rated, seasonal, contract, casual. These all kind of people are covered under the definition of employee. So first point, your salary should not be more than 21,000 rupees per month to get eligible a bonus under this act. Apprentice are not covered. You can be skilled, unskilled, supervisory, labor, administrative, managerial work. Am I correct or not? And you can be a casual employee, contract employee, seasonal employee, time rate, piece rated employee, or you can say that dismissed employee, retrenched employee, any person. Now, who is the employer? Same definition of the employer which you have done under the EPF Act. You can be a owner, you can be an occupier, you can be the agent of owner or occupier in case of death. You can be a legal representative of owner or occupier in case of factory. So these definition which I told you, it is in case of factory. Other than factory ke case mein, you can be MD, you can be manager, or any other designation which is having the ultimate control over the affairs of the entity. Right, everyone? So see, in case of factory, you can be owner, occupier, or agent of the owner or occupier, legal representative, or manager of the factory. But in other cases, the one who is having the which control, everyone, ultimate control over the affairs of the company, you can be a manager, MD, or any managing agent. Clear, everyone? What is the definition of salaries and wages? Salaries and wages ka definition is basic wage. Basic wage plus DA. That's it. Basic wage plus DA. Basic wage plus DA plus food allowance plus free of food, free value of food. Food allowance maybe you can say that completely free value of food. If your employer is giving you the 100% free food allowance, means no part of your salary is getting deducted, then only it will become the part of salaries and wages. So basic wage plus DA plus those food allowances which are 100% distributed to you free by the employer. It does not include, what it does not include? Overtime employees. So I will suggest that you just concentrate on basic wage plus DA plus 100% free benefits given by the employer. Remaining, the list of non-inclusion is very huge, like overtime, HRA, traveling, contribution to PF, retrenchment, compensation, commission. All this you don't have to remember. Just remember basic wage plus DA plus 100% free food allowance given by the employer. These three things you have to remember. Clear, everyone? Yes. who is entitled and who is not entitled to claim the bonus under the Payment of Bonus Act. I already told you, a person whose salary is beyond 21,000 rupees per month is not eligible to get the bonus. Are you getting the point? Any person employed on a salary not exceeding 21,000 per month in an industry doing skilled, other skilled, apprentice will not be covered. Eligibility, I already told you, you can be a temporary employee, part-time employee, dismissed employee, retrenched employee, piece-rated employee, and I already told you dismissed employee reinstated with back wages. It can be a casual labor, it can be contract labor, it can be seasonal employee. But remember, your salary should not be more than 21,000 rupees per month, and let it be any employee. Let it be any employee. Your minimum eligibility is you must have worked for 30 working days, not the 30 days. It should be 30 working days. Are you getting the point? Point number 1. Apprentice, not covered. 21,000 rupees per month beyond, not covered. If you are not an apprentice, you are an employee, your salary is less than up to 21,000 rupees per month, you are covered, but you have to must work for at least 30 working days in an accounting year. How many? 30 working days, and it has started from 1/4/2014. Even if you are a temporary employee, part-time employee, casual labor, contract labor, seasonal employee, piece-rated worker, dismissed employee, retrenched employee, all these employees have to minimum work for 30 working days. If you have taken any holidays, that will not be considered as working days. Are you getting the point? Now, question is, sir, what kind of holidays will be considered? Following holidays will be considered. Say, for example, temporary disablement. You got temporarily disabled and you took the holidays. It will be considered as working days. Again saying, it will be considered as working day. Maternity leave. Which leave, Amma? Maternity leave to the female employees when they get pregnant. That maternity leave also is considered as a working day, ranging from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Again saying, ranging from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Or if you have taken any sick leave, these also, or authorized leaves, paid leaves. You can say that paid leaves, not sick leave. You better use it the word as paid leaves. Then also they are considered as working days. Other than that, 30 working days you must have worked to get eligible to become a person who is eligible to get a bonus. But if you are showing any such kind of behavior, what kind of behavior? Fraud behavior, violent behavior, theft, misappropriation, damage to the property of employer, you are directly disqualified to get the bonus. Why? You are not at all eligible to get the bonus because bonus comes with a character. Bonus comes with a character. You show a good character, you show a very good character, you are going to get qualified to get a bonus. But you dare to show a fraudulent behavior, righteous behavior, violent behavior, you are pelting the stones on the property of the employer, you are doing theft or you are doing misappropriation, you are disqualified from getting the bonus. So remember, bonus comes with character. Are you getting the point? So what is eligibility? 30 working days. But those people who will show fraud, violent, theft, misappropriation and damaging the property behavior, violent behavior, they are completely disqualified from getting the bonus. Are you getting the point? Completely disqualified. Right about the provisions. What is the next thing you have to understand? What is the minimum bonus and maximum bonus? Again repeating, what is the minimum bonus and maximum bonus? Now see, minimum bonus is how much, Amma? 8.33% of into salaries and wages which you have earned during accounting year. How many days you have worked? So it is like, say for example, if your salary is 18,000 rupees per month, so 18,000 rupees per month, how will calculate? 18,000 into 12. Suppose you work for 290 days in a accounting year, into 8.33%, that is a percentage, into 290 divided by 365 days. this is the amount of bonus you will be getting, or it will be compared with the 100 rupees. It will be compared with the 100 rupees, whichever is higher. Actually, let me tell you one thing, always this amount will come higher than 100 rupees. So 18,000 rupees per month your salary is. So we made it annual salary because it is an annual payment. Into 8.33% is the percentage. You can see that 8.33 is a percentage, and into 290 divided by 365. This is not a certain formula. I'm saying that if you have worked for 290 days, say for example, if you have worked for 210 days in a year, then in that case 210 divided by 365 days. Suppose you have worked for 300 days in a year, then 300 divided by 365 days. So how many days you have worked in a year, on the basis of that it will be calculated. And remember, minimum bonus is compulsory. Minimum bonus is what? Compulsory. Irrespective of the profits, you have to pay the bonus. Minimum bonus is compulsory. Irrespective of the profit, you have to pay the bonus. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Yes. Crystal clear? Yes, everyone? Yes. Okay. Payment of maximum bonus. Maximum bonus is always 20%. How much is maximum? 20%. So minimum is 8.33%, which is dependent upon, or not dependent upon the profits. It means either you are having the profit making or you are loss making. 8.33% bonus on the salaries and wages earned during the accounting year into the number of working days divided by 365 days. You have to pay irrespective of profit. But maximum bonus you will only pay if your allocable surplus is more than minimum bonus. Maximum bonus you will only pay. Now, what is the maximum bonus, everyone? 20% if your allocable surplus, which surplus? Allocable surplus is more than minimum bonus of the company. Is it clear, everyone? This is what do you mean by minimum bonus, and that is what do you mean by maximum bonus, right? So let's take a break and we will start in a short time after 5 minutes. Hi everyone, as you all know that up to the question number 7 we have already done, where we have understood everything about the bonus, minimum bonus and maximum bonus. Now we are going to understand what is the time limit for the payment of bonus when there is an action taken by the employee for the recovery of bonus due from his employer. Let's say for example there's a dispute going on between the employer and employee, and that dispute has been resolved by the tribunal. Now, once the tribunal has awarded anything or judgment has been passed, remember one thing, within the 1 month of the judgment passed, the bonus has to be paid. Now, see, what is the time period? When there is a dispute regarding the payment of the bonus before any authority under section 22, within 1 month from the date on which the award or settlement comes into operation, bonus has to be paid. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Now, in any other cases, within the 8 months from the closing of the accounting year, so generally, bonus has to be paid within 8 months, everyone. Within how many months? 8 months from the accounting year. Are you getting the point? Now, say for example, accounting year gets over on the 31st March. So within 8 months, the bonus is required to be paid. But in case of dispute and the dispute is already awarded or the judgment is already passed, in such case, it has to be 1 month. Are you getting the point? Otherwise, 8 months. Now, say for example, the client is financially sick, the employer is financially sick. In that case, he can make an application to the appropriate government. Appropriate government may allow him to pay the bonus within 2 years. It means a further extension of 16 months is allowed. How many months of extension is allowed? 16 months of extension is allowed. It means 8 months we already have. 16 months extra the appropriate government can give. So 8 months plus 16 months put together, it is coming to 24 months. You can say it as a 2 years. So remember, in case of dispute, it is only 1 month. And in case of other than dispute, it is 8 months. And in case there is a financial sickness, then in that case, 2 years. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Now, computation of bonus, write a short note on the available surplus and allocable surplus. Now, remember one thing. There's a big formula. There is a big formula when we calculate the net profit, on the basis of which we calculate the bonus. Now, listen to this very carefully. First of all, we will calculate available surplus. Which is the first surplus we'll calculate? Available surplus. On the available surplus, we'll calculate 67% or 60% of the allocable surplus. Are you getting the point? So first we have to calculate the available surplus. On the available surplus, we'll calculate 67% or 60%, which is known as allocable surplus. What is known as? It is known as allocable surplus, right? Now, from the allocable surplus, we'll pay minimum bonus or the maximum bonus. We'll pay minimum bonus or the maximum bonus. And minimum bonus, you all know, 8.33% and maximum bonus 20%, right? So how to calculate the available surplus? So what is the first thing we have to learn? How to calculate the available surplus. Now see, first of all, we are going to compute a gross profit. Are you getting the point? We will going to compute a gross profit. From the gross profit, we will do some deductions. It means those items which are already included, but they are not required to be included, we will reduce those items, right? And then we'll get the available surplus. Which surplus will get? Available surplus. On the available surplus, we'll either apply 67% or 60%. That will be known as allocable surplus. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Now see, how to calculate the gross profit? Now see, gross profit derived by the employer from an establishment in respect of accounting year shall be, in case of banking company, be calculated in the manner as per the schedule 1, and in case of any other cases be calculated in the manner as per schedule 2. So if you are calculating the available surplus from the banking point of view, it is schedule 1, or non-banking point of view, schedule 2. Now let's understand the first one. Now see, suppose you have the gross profit figure. Are you getting the point? You are having the gross profit figure. These are the things you have to reduce. Minus depreciation as per the Income Tax Act, minus DRR, Development Rebate Reserve, or you can say IAR. So you can call it as DRR or IAR. Remember, don't mix it with the company law. That DRR is known as Deposit Repayment Reserve or Debenture Redemption Reserve. It is known as Development Rebate Reserve. Are you getting the word? Or IAR stands for Investment Allowance Reserve. These are the two things you have to reduce. Minus, you have to do the direct tax payable, which is payable by you. Are you getting the point? So what are the three things we are removing? We are reducing the depreciation, we are reducing the DRR, and we are reducing the DT. Right or not? Depreciation, DRR, DT. So you can call it as D3. You can call it as D3. Depreciation, DRR, DT. Now, this sum which is available, now we are going to reduce some more items. Now see, if it is a bank, if it is a company other than banking company, we are going to reduce dividends paid on preference share capital. So dividend on preference share capital, 8.5% on the equity share capital, and 6% of the reserves. Are you getting the point? There are three things we have to reduce. See, first we have a gross profit. From the gross profit, we reduce depreciation, and after that we reduced DRR. After that we reduce the tax payable. After that, if it is a company other than banking company, we are reducing the dividend. After that, we are reducing the 8.5% of the equity share capital, and we are reducing the 6% transfer to reserve. Are you getting the point or not? 6% transfer to reserve. In case of foreign company, it is 8.5% on the aggregate value of the next fixed assets and current assets of the company in India after deducting the amount of its current liabilities in India, right? Now, what if it is a banking company? If it is a banking company, you just have to reduce 1% from all. 8.5% will become 7.5% and 6% will become 5%. Are you getting the point? 8.5% will become 7.5% and 6% will become a 5%. Next one, if it is a foreign banking company, again 8.5% will become 7.5% and 6% will become the 5%. If it is a corporation, then it will remain 8.5% and 6%. If it is a cooperative society, it is only 8.5%. There is no 6% transfer to the reserve because cooperative society does not have the reserve to be carried forward. Are you getting the point? Sums has been credited forward as a reserve fund, and any other employer not falling under any of the category, only and only 8.5% of the capital invested. Are you getting the point? Now, let me give you a very simple overview of this particular thing. Now see, um, okay, okay. Now see, first of all, what is the formula? Try to understand. Gross profit is there. Am I correct? Suppose this is the gross profit. From the gross profit, we are going to reduce D3. Remember D3. What is the D3? Depreciation as per the Income Tax Act, development rebate reserve or investment allowance reserve, or you can also say tax, direct tax payable. Which one? Direct tax payable. Am I correct? Now these are the three things we are going to reduce. Now after reducing all the three things, we will get one figure. From this figure, now see. From this figure, now see. If it is other than banking company, if it is banking company, if it is foreign banking company, if it is corporation, if it is cooperative society or other cases. Are you getting the point? If it is other than banking company, we will reduce preference share dividend. We will reduce 8.5% of the equity share capital. We will reduce 6% of the reserves. Are you getting the point? If it is a banking company, we are going to reduce preference share dividend. Am I correct? And then we are going to reduce 7.5% of the equity share capital ka investment, and we are going to reduce 5% of the reserves. Now see, 8.5% became 7.5% and 6% became 5%. Now foreign banking company, we are going to reduce preference share dividend. We are going to reduce 7.5% of equity share capital, and we are also going to reduce 5% of the reserves. Are you getting the point? And if it is a corporation, we are going to reduce 7.5% of share capital and 5% of the reserves. Right or not? So like that, you have to understand the formula. Now see, what is the formula? If it is a corporation, then it is 8.5% of the capital, same 6.5% of the reserves. So you can say that it is I wrote 7.5. It is a non-banking company. So sorry, 8.5% of the equity share capital we have to reduce, and 6% of the reserves we have to reduce, because it is a corporation, so no preference dividend. Then in the case of cooperative society, directly you have to only reduce 8.5%, and in the other cases you have to directly reduce 8.5%. Are you getting the point or not? So this is the formula. Just simply you have to remember in the case of banking company, in case of foreign banking company, in case of corporation, in case of cooperative society, and any other cases, what are the things you have to understand. Clear everyone? Yes. Now next point. What is the next point? Now you can see that the figure which we got is known as available. So far available surplus figure is not which we get. The figure which we got is available surplus, right or not? We are more concentrating on allocable surplus. So what is the surplus we got? Available surplus we got. So from the gross profit, we did some deductions and we reached to. So gross profit, we did some deductions and we reached to what? Available surplus. Now on the available surplus, we will put 67% of it and 60% of it as an allocable surplus. Now see, if the company has declared a dividend, we will calculate 60% of the available surplus as an allocable surplus. But if the company has not declared the dividend, it is going to be 67%, my friend. Are you getting the point? So when the 60% dividend is declared, when the 67% dividend is not declared. Did you get the point? Now, say for example, this is 1 lakh rupees. What available surplus is 1 lakh rupees into 60%. That is called 60,000 is going to be treated as what? It is going to be treated as available surplus. Are you getting the point? Or 67% means 67,000 is known as what? available allocable surplus. Now from this allocable surplus, you are going to pay the bonus. So remember one thing, bonus is always paid from the allocable surplus. It can be minimum or maximum. Allocable surplus is based on the available surplus. Available surplus is based upon the gross profit. So moment starts with the gross profit minus deductions. We get the computation of available surplus. From the available surplus, we are going to reduce. We are going to charge 67% or 60%. When 67%, if the dividend is declared. When 60%, if the dividend is not at all declared. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Now, what they are saying that the bonus limit. What do you mean by bonus limit? They are saying that where the salary or the wage of an employee exceeds 10,000 rupees per month, the bonus payable to such employee shall be calculated as if his salary is 10,000 rupees per month. So they are saying that in case your salary is 7,500 rupees per month, it will be calculated on 7,500 rupees per month only. But if it is 75,000 rupees per month also, it will be calculated as if your salary is 10,000 only. So this is the bonus calculation limit. So 8.33% will not be calculated on 75,000 rupees per month. 8.33% minimum bonus will be calculated on 10,000 rupees per month. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Yes. Now, next point, explain the provision relating to set on and set off. Actually, this is your concept of your, what do you say? You can say that this is a concept of your taxation, right or not? So let me make it very simple for you. Now, let's say for example, there is a available surplus. There is a which surplus? Available surplus. How do we calculate the available surplus? Gross profit minus deductions, right? So we get the available surplus. Now on the available surplus, we either get 67%, 60% or 67%. When 60%, if the dividend is not declared. When 67%, when 60%, if the dividend is declared. If the dividend is declared by the company, 60%. When 67%, if the dividend is not declared. If it is not declared. Am I correct? Now, what is the figure we get? The figure is known as allocable surplus. Now listen to this. Say for example, we all know that we have to pay the minimum bonus. We have to pay what? Minimum bonus. There are two provisions we are going to learn. One is known as set on and one is known as set off. Means in case after the payment of bonus, if you have extra after the payment of bonus, if you have extra surplus, so if there is any extra surplus, you can carry forward that surplus for next 4 accounting years. You can carry forward that surplus for the next 4 accounting years. Now, what does that mean? Next 4 accounting years means what? The year of the payment will be excluded. So basically 3 accounting years you can carry forward. But sir, how much do we carry forward? It can be only carried forward to the maximum of maximum bonus. How much do we carry forward? To the maximum of maximum bonus. You cannot carry forward the total surplus. Now let's say for example, let me give you one example. Suppose your allocable surplus is 3,50,000 rupees. Your allocable surplus is 3,50,000 rupees. Your minimum bonus is 1,04,000 rupees. Your maximum bonus is, say for example, allocable surplus, let's take it 6,50,000 rupees. Your minimum bonus as per the 8.33% calculation, it is 1,04,000 rupees and your maximum bonus is 2,50,000. We all know that if the allocable surplus is more than minimum bonus, we pay maximum bonus. So here allocable surplus is more than your minimum bonus. So we will pay maximum bonus. So 6,50,000 rupees minus 2,50,000 rupees. Is it clear? 6,50,000 rupees minus 2,50,000 rupees. Clear? Now we paid the maximum bonus. How much is extra surplus? 4 lakh rupees. This is called set on. This is called set on. Because it is a surplus, we can carry forward this surplus for the next 4 accounting years. But we cannot carry forward the total. We can only carry forward to the maximum of maximum bonus. So what was my maximum bonus? Sir, 2.5 lakhs. So out of 4 lakhs, only 2,50,000 will be carried forward as set on for 4 accounting years. Are you getting the point? Total 4 lakhs you cannot carry forward. You can carry forward to the maximum of maximum bonus. Likewise, we have set off. Say for example, you have allocable surplus of only 50,000 rupees. How much allocable surplus? 50,000 rupees. But you have the minimum bonus payment. You have minimum bonus payment, say for example 1 lakh rupees. Are you getting the point? It means your allocable surplus is only 50,000, but you have to make a payment of 1 lakh rupees. Now tell me how much loss you have incurred. You have incurred 50,000 rupees of extra loss. Now this loss is known as set off. This can also be carried forward for 4 accounting years. How many accounting years? 4 accounting years. But how much? Answer is how much? Question is how much? It is no limit. Whatever the loss you have, you can carry forward for 4 accounting years without any limit. Like for the set on, we cannot carry forward the total extra surplus. Only to the extent of maximum bonus only we can carry forward. But here you can carry forward total with any limit or without any limit. Without any limit. Is it clear, everyone? This is called set off and that is called set on of carry forward losses. Now see, this is called set on and that is called set off. But remember one thing. How much maximum you can carry forward? Maximum to the maximum bonus payable. This is the main point. And how much set off you can carry forward? There is no limit. You can carry forward as many. But remember, only up to the 4 accounting years, and actually it includes the year of payment. It includes 1 year of payment. So only 3 years you can carry forward. Are you getting the point? Only 3 years you can carry forward. So this is called set on of allocable surplus and set off of allocable surplus. Is it clear, everyone? Now, can an employer deduct any amount due from an employee from the bonus payable to him? If so, when and what are the limitations of it? And adjustment of customary bonus or entry bonus. So let's say, for example, if the employer has already paid you some bonus. If the employer has already paid you some bonus, out of courtesy, he has already paid you some bonus. But now you are going to actually get a minimum bonus. Am I correct or not? Say, for example, your employer has already given you a 10,000 rupees of bonus. Are you getting the point? 10,000 rupees of bonus he has given. Say for example, Ugadi festival, he has given you 10,000 rupees of bonus. Now the question is, he has now computed that your 8.33% bonus is coming to 25,000. It means you are liable to get 25,000 rupees of minimum bonus. But he has already paid you how much? 10,000. So this 10,000 will be adjusted at the will of an employer. So yes, employer can adjust it from your 25,000. 25,000 minus 10,000, only and only balance of 15,000 will be paid. Is it crystal clear? Yes. Did you all understand the point? Yes. And one more thing. Say for example, you are an employee. Due to your negligence, due to your what? Negligence or poor behavior. Due to your negligence or poor behavior, what has happened? The employer has suffered any financial loss. Due to your negligence or poor behavior, employer has suffered the has suffered a financial loss. So remember, your bonus can be adjusted also by an employer if he has suffered any financial loss due to your poor negligence. Now say for example, your total bonus payable is 30,000, but due to your negligence he has suffered 20,000 loss. So he has a right to get it adjusted. So he will be only paying you what? 10,000 rupees. Are you getting the point? So there are two types of adjustments what the employer can do. One is called adjustment for the financial loss which you have given to your employer due to your gross negligence, due to your misconduct, and due to your poor behavior. And the second one is known as the, what do you say, the puja bonus or interim bonus or any festival bonus he has already given. So he has a right to get it adjusted. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. So this is what do you mean by adjustments which can be made by the employer. Clear? So I hope all of you understood the concept so far. Very well, right? Just remember one thing, sir. There's nothing impossible. It's very easy to do the things. Most of the people say that ki CMA inter law is very difficult, but let me tell you one thing, it is lengthy. I fully agree with you, but it is not difficult. Just you have to understand what the intention, true intention of the lawmaker. The moment you will understand, you will fall in love with this subject, and this subject is going to give you a hell lot of knowledge which you will not get it anywhere else, right or not? And this is the best platform at the Masterminds where you're getting these classes completely free of cost, available on YouTube channel. Am I correct, everyone? All the best to all of you. Now, this is what the deduction and this is what the adjustment. Now, deduction for the loss due to the misconduct of an employee. I already told you, if any accounting year an employee is found guilty of misconduct, financial loss to the employer, then the employee can lawfully deduct the amount of loss from the amount of bonus payable by him to the employee in respect of that accounting year only. In this case, employee shall get a balance. I already told you, right? Question number 12, everyone. Explain the procedure for recovery of the bonus due from an employer. Now, what do you mean by that? Say, for example, there is a employer-employee fight going on. Who is fighting? Employer and employee fight is going on. So, say, for example, employee saying, I'm deserving 1 lakh rupees, but the employer is saying, no, you deserve only 50,000 rupees. So, fight is going on. So, what they are saying? In case employer has not paid under a settlement or an award or agreement. Now listen to this. You already remember what is the time period for making the payment of bonus. The time period for making the bonus is generally 8 months from the end of the accounting year. But in case of financial weakness of an employer, 16 months extra can be given. So it will be total to 2 years, everyone. Am I correct? But I already told you, in case there was already a dispute, and already the award has been given, award means judgment has been passed, then the law says that within the 1 month from the judgment, you have to make sure that you have paid the total money. You have paid the total money to your employee. But say for example, employer did not pay that money. He did not follow the instructions of making the payment within 1 month. Now, in this case, what to do? In such case, employee himself or any person authorized by him, either the employee himself or any person authorized by him, or in case of his death, his assignee or legal heirs can make an application to the appropriate government, and this application can be made within 1 year from the date on which the money becomes due to the employee. Say for example, within 1 month of the award or the judgment, or the 8 months or the 2 years, employer has not paid the money. Who are the 3 people who can file an appeal? Employee himself can file an appeal. If not there, he can be represented by an agent. If not, then in case he dies, his official assignee or his legal heir can make an application to the appropriate government. Now the question is, what is the time period for making an application? You have 1 year to make an application from the date on which the money was actually made due to the employee. Such employee may be entertained after the expiry of said period of 1 year if the appropriate government is satisfied that applicant has sufficient file for not making the time within the said period, Appropriate government shall issue a certificate to collector. Collector shall proceed to recover the amount. Now, what is happening is, say for example, you forgot to make an application within 1 year. Now, actual time period is within 1 year only. What is the time period within which you have to make an application? 1 year. But you forgot to make an application. Now, what to do? Now, appropriate government may allow you the extension also. Appropriate government may allow you the extension also. Sir, how much extension? That is not particular. But yes, appropriate government may accept your application even after the 1 year if the appropriate government is satisfied that you had a sufficient reasons for not filing the application within the time. Suppose you were met with an accident, so that's why you were unable to file an application. Therefore, it is a sufficient ground for not filing the application within 1 year. So central government, the appropriate government, will accept your application even after 1 year also. Next point. After your application is accepted and it is found out that the employer is not paying the money to you, then in that case, the appropriate government will appoint an inspector. What that inspector will do? To that inspector, the appropriate government will issue one certificate of arrears. What do you mean by certificate of arrears? On that certificate of arrears, the name of the employer is written, his address is written, and amount to be recovered is written. This inspector will go to the premises of an employer and he will recover your money as an arrears of land review. And you remember, these are the special powers given to that person. Is it crystal clear? Yes or no? Yes, right? So this is how your recovery takes place. Now, explain the audit of accounts under the Payment of Bonus Act. What do you mean by that? They are saying that in course of dispute, the banking company is to submit the duly audited accounts of the banking company to the authority. Who is the authority? Controlling authority. Am I correct, everyone? Next point. Authority shall not permit any trade union or employees to question the correctness of such accounts. So they are saying that if you are a banking company, your audited accounts must be filed to the authority. And remember, no worker, no employee, no trade union is allowed to interfere and questioning the correctness of such accounts. Now, trade union or the employees may be permitted to obtain from such company such information as necessary for verifying the amount of due under the act. Say for example, as a trade union laborer, I'm very much interested in how much bonus is going to be paid to me. Obviously, I'll be interested to know that how much bonus is going to be paid to me. So if I want the information connected with my bonus, that I can get it from the company. But I'm not allowed to challenge the correctness of the accounts. But I can get that information to understand how much bonus can be paid to me. Are you getting the word? But what trade union cannot obtain? Trade union cannot obtain any information which the banking company is not compelled to furnish. Remember one thing, banking companies are regulated under the Banking Companies Act and Reserve Bank of India and Banking Regulation Act. There are so many restrictions put up by those acts on such banking companies. So suddenly if you will say that give me this information, give me that information, if that banking company thinks that if whatever the information you are asking is confidential in nature, sensitive in nature and secretive in nature, then you cannot ask that information from the bank. Is it clear? Yes. The employer is to submit the duly audited accounts before the authority. Employer may be asked to get his account audited. Even if audited earlier, the expenses incurred in this regard shall be met by the employer. If the authority thinks that the audit is not properly done, authority can order for second time audit also. And expenditures of the second time audit also will be borne by the employer. Is it clear, everyone? And if the default of such payment, the same shall be recoverable from the employer through the collector as arrears of land revenue. Did you get it? This is called section number 24, audited. So what we understood, every employer has to file the audited accounts with the authority. Trade unions are not allowed to question the, correctness of the accounts. Trade union can get the information if it is connected to their bonus, but trade unions cannot get the information if it is required to be prohibited to be provided by the banking companies under the Banking Regulation Act. Then in that case, if the authority thinks that the audit is not properly done, authority can order for the second audit, and the expenditure of the second audit will also be borne by the employer. If the expenditure for the second audit will not be paid by the employer, it can be again collected by the collector as a areas of land revenue. Is it clear, everyone? Crystal clear, all the information, right? Now define the following terms. What are the following terms? Accounting year and annual return. Accounting year ka definition is what, sir? Any year starting from the 1st April to 31st March, that is called what? Accounting year. Rather, you can say that an accounting year is a year which is starting from the 1st April. Are you getting the point? But let me tell you one thing. It depends upon the different types of organization. It depends upon the organization called corporation and all those things. So in case you are a corporation, the year is ending on the day on which the books of accounts or corporation are to be closed and are to be balanced. Did you get the point? Now what they are saying that in case you are a corporation, not a company, in case you are a corporation, your accounting year will be ending on that day when your books of accounts are closed and finalized. So it means it will be ending on day when books of accounts are either closed or finalized for corporation. In case of company, means the period in respect of which any profit and loss account statement laid down in the AGM is made over, whatever the period is, a year or not. It means in case of company, it doesn't matter whether it starts from the 1st April or it is of 12 months or 9 months or 10 years, 10 months of accounting year. No, the year will be ending when profit and loss statement is laid down in the AGM. AGM, you all know, annual general meeting. The day on which your P&L is laid down in front of the AGM, that will be the ending date of your accounting year in case of company. Any other cases may 1st April to 31st March. Is it clear, everyone? And one more thing. In the Companies Act, I think you all might have done section number 92, which is known as annual returns to be filed with the ROC. Same way, here also, if you're a factory or if you are an establishment, on or before 1st February every year. Again repeating, on or before 1st February every year. On or before 1st February every year, you have to file form number D. With whom? With the Ministry of Labor and Employment. What do you mean by that? MLE. What is MLE? Ministry of Labor and Employment. So remember one thing, every employer on or before 1st February of every year must file the form D with the Ministry of Labor and Employment, giving the particulars of their annual returns. And annual returns may be inspected also on or before the 1st February in what? Each year. And one copy has to be filed with whom? Inspector also. One copy we have to file with whom? Inspector also. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Right or not? This is what do you mean by annual returns. Now, what is the definition of employer? Definition of employer you already know. In case of factory, owner, occupier, agent of owner or occupier, legal representative in case of death of owner or occupier, or the manager. And in case of any other person, manager, MD, managing agent, who is having the ultimate control over the affairs of the company. Which control, everyone? Ultimate control over the affairs of the company. So this is what bringing an end to what? Another question. Right or not? What do you mean by accounting year and what do you mean by annual returns? Now, circumstances under which different departments of the company can be treated as separate establishment for the purpose of bonus. Now, sometimes, some companies will do what? They will try to, like, now you know that when the bonus act is applicable, you all know that bonus act is applicable if your establishment is having 20 or more employees. What? 20 or more employees. Say, for example, I opened one factory. I opened 3-4 more factories also. 2 here, 4 here, 3 here, 5 here, or another factory where 10. Now, nowhere is 20 or more employees. Why? Because I have scattered my employees. Are you getting the point? And why I scattered my employees? Because I wanted to avoid the provisions of the Payment of Bonus Act to be applicable on my entity. In such case, what you are going to do? In such case, we are going to club all. We are going to club all the branches because they are dependent branches. They are the which branches? Dependent branches. And remember, we will add 10 plus 5 plus 15 plus 3, 18 plus 4, 22 plus 2, 24. So yes, payment of bonus act will be applicable on this factory as a whole. We will take it as a consolidated financial statement. Which financial statement? Consolidated financial statement. Is it clear, everyone? But if you are a branch which is having your own separate P&L account and own separate balance sheet, there's no problem on that. It will be taken out separately. Did you get the point or not? Yes or no? So remember one thing. Sometimes some organizations will do what? They will scatter the number of employees just to escape from the provision of payment of bonus act. Are you getting the point? At that point of time, we are going to take all of them as one, and it will be treated as one consolidated financial statement for calculating the purpose of payment of bonus act, whether it is applicable or not. But if you are a separate or independent branch or independent factory, then your separate balance sheet and P&L will be taken care of. Accordingly, we'll see whether 20 or more persons are there or not. With that, our all the major questions relating to payment of bonus act is already completed. Is it clear, everyone? It is completed and very much completed. Now, there are some extra questions which you can see. What are the powers of the inspector? I already told you what are the powers of the inspector. It is his powers are enter, search and seize. He can enter, he can examine, he can search and seize the properties like areas of land revenue. So this is something you just have to do it on your own. Like these are the some of the areas which you can cover, but I think you should cover. Don't take it light. Right on, a major part of the payment of bonus act is already over. Make sure that you are also covering this particular area. Clear, everyone? Now, what do you mean by productivity linked bonus? Productivity linked bonus is the bonus which is connected with your production. So in case, say for example, more and more production, more and more bonus. But remember one thing, even though you are having any agreement with the employee relating to productivity bonus, remember one thing, minimum bonus and maximum bonus provisions will always prevail over agreement. Let's say for example, as per the 8.33 percentage of the minimum bonus, the minimum bonus is coming 40,000. But as per the productivity bonus, it is coming 38,000. As per the productivity bonus, it is coming 38,000. But as for the minimum bonus of 8.33%, it is coming 40,000. Now tell me whether 38,000 is favorable or 40,000 is favorable. Sir, obviously 40,000 is favorable. So remember one thing, in case the productivity bonus goes unfavorable to the employee, in case the productivity bonus goes unfavorable to the employee, the whole productivity bonus agreement entered with the employee will be treated as null and void, and minimum maximum bonus provisions will start becoming applicable, because these acts are meant for the protection of the laborers, not for the exploitation of the laborers. Are you getting the point? In case productivity bonus is 48,000, now instead of 38,000, which we have taken the example, suppose it is 48,000 and 8.33 bonus is only 40,000, then definitely productivity bonus will take place. So it means when the act will prevail over the productivity bonus, in case the productivity bonus is giving what? Less bonus as per the minimum bonus act. Did you all understand the point? So in such situation, agreement will be down and act will be up. So that agreement will be treated as completely null and void. Is it crystal clear to all of you? Yes. This is called reference of dispute, and explain the provision of bonus act with the presumption about the accuracy of balance sheet. So that is also one of the question. Not that important, but just have a look once. State the obligations of the employer under the payment of bonus act. You all know what are the obligations. He has to compute what do you say, he has to compute allocable surplus as per the form A. He has to compute set on and set off as per form B. He has to file form D as an annual return, or he has to do the deductions from the bonus as per form C. So form A is for the calculation of allocable surplus, Form B is from the set on and set off of allocable surplus, and Form C is relating to deductions. Is it clear? And D you already know, that is annual return on or before 1st of February, right or not? With that, it brings an end to your payment of bonus act. I hope these lectures you are liking these lectures, and let me know if it is like worthful of watching. So thank you so much everyone. Thanks for lending your patient ears. I'll see you again in the next lecture of CMA Law Marathon classes. Bye everyone. Take care. All the very best to all of you. Bye bye.